Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Read I.O. So, in looking over the footage from last session, I noticed that I skipped a keyword, so let's read that now. Vaccine. 1. A method of preventing disease by injecting a patient with a neutralized form of the disease-causing microorganism. The body will attack the microorganisms and create antibodies, which grants immunity to the disease before actually infected. Usually has no effect on a patient already infected with the disease. 2. A program meant to exterminate a computer virus. Unlike their biological counterparts, these programs can even recover systems that are already infected with a computer virus. Any corrupted data, however, is often unrestorable. Okay. Oh, hey. It shows the moon's age. Still not the date, though. So, Anyway. When I come to my senses, I see Ishtar's kind face. She's holding my arm.
何度でも言うわ。エンリルは死んだのよ。だから、もうやめて。
Dead? But the leader of Code is the one saying this. And Code has tried to kill me. I've clearly been betrayed. Who should I trust this late into the game? Even so, I'm alive. I can still act. There's nothing that can stop me from carrying out my vengeance. Get out of my way. I shake her off with all my might. I succeed, perhaps too well. Ishtar is knocked nearly 2 meters away. In that time, I reboot all my sensors and do a full scan of the room. Ceiling, material composition, concrete. Contains gas pipes, water, and sewage services, and an air duct. There are no door-like structures. Walls, also composed of unfaced concrete. On the right is an operational elevator. There's a door to an adjoining staircase. Pillars, composed of reinforced concrete. None of them are hollow. Floor, hard concrete paving. There are several spots with circular structures with a different temperature than the rest of the floor. Manholes. Parked car. There's an extremely high temperature coming from the right-hand side. It's the engine block. Conclusion, the car has been parked for only a short time. Aside from that, there are no other abnormal heat sources. There are no signs of anyone hiding. Am I in the wrong place? No, even if I think that Code's protecting something, this is definitely the place.
待って！どうして戻ろうとするの？
Ishtar stands up and stares at me.
そこにはもう、あなたが求めるものはないのよ。
With a desperate expression, she stands in my way, widening her arms as if to obstruct my field of vision.
タルちゃん！邪魔しちゃダメ！
The fairy flutters about. She flies over to Ishtar, grabs her by the hair, and pulls her back.
やだやだ！ヒー君は行かなきゃいけないの！レムちゃん、離しなさい！
Lem flaps her legs as she holds Ishtar back. And then one more shows up.
止めてはいけません。
My guardian fairy stands in Ishtar's way.
来なさい！
Ishtar waves her hands, but Lem doesn't let go of her arms.
分かってイシュタル。まだ今はその時ではないの。お願いだから離して。彼を行かせちゃいけないのよ。
I leave Ishtar to the fairies and crack the parking lot's control computer via the network. The floor's ground plan spreads out. The elevator as well as the staircase connect to an above-ground structure. On the left rear side, there's an aperture to the surface. There's an unnatural blank in information on the corner of the inner right-hand side. Locate the concealed information and deconstruct the camouflage. The concrete surface was camouflaging a 1.5 centimeter thick metal sheet. On the left end is a lock feature. On the right end is a space used for storage. This is it. It's a cleverly concealed door. Enlil is definitely on the other side. She won't escape me this time. Not even her voice is able to stop me. I access the control computer and open the door. The door sinks inside at the same time the lock is released. The several centimeter thick dented wall slides to the right. A dark hole that looks like it leads to the pits of hell appears. I run through the hole without the slightest hesitation. What awaits me there is... I run as fast as I can through the underground hallway. I have to hurry before Enlil is contacted by Ishtar and escapes. But Aya is standing at the end of the hallway. Damn it, Aya, don't get in my way. Even when I point my muzzle at her, Aya shows no signs of fear. She has the unchanged expression of someone who is looking at something boring. What? Up until now, Aya has done nothing but get in my way. So why change now? Why is she getting out of my way? Furthermore, her current statement suggests that Enlil is still alive. I see. So that's her objective, huh? I know I'll be missing my chance to confirm my own true nature, but taking down Enlil is more important. I'll just have to live with it. I nod in consent. Aya steps aside. I run right past her and aim for the exit. My target is close at hand. That's my line. Enlil's looking well, despite all of my information pointing towards her being dead. Just as I thought, I can't trust anyone's information. The only truth is that which I confirm myself. Light glints off the 65 centimeter sword that Enlil wields with a black tinge. The blade looks sharp enough to behead someone with a single swing. It's a rather simple piece of workmanship. It has a rather unrefined iron guard, but it was clearly made for the purpose of battle, not as a work of art. Then I shall seal your fate. At almost the exact same time, Enlil takes out a transparent shield and deflects my bullets. Enlil runs towards me while holding the unsheathed sword in her right hand. But even though Enlil's shield deflects my bullets, they still impart some impact. Enlil can't attack with her sword unless the fight's in close range. I rapidly fire the Desert Eagle in my right hand at Enlil. The 50 caliber Magnum bullets strike in succession, but Enlil manages to stand her ground, a cloud of dust rising from her feet. She has Vernier thrusters in those cyberized legs of hers, or Vernier thrusters. I ward off the approaching sword with my government. I use the force of that to knock Enlil back a little, and as my enemy stumbles forward a step, I fire a series of shots. Enlil shrugs off the scratches she received from my bullets and closes the distance between us. I somehow manage to see the attack just before it can connect and dodge it. But that shining strand of silver comes swooping down towards the pit of my stomach. It's a consecutive attack. I somehow manage to turn away from the edge of the blade with the government's trigger guard, but such speed. Which one of us is the real monster? Enlil approaches me with abnormal speed, leaving virtually no distance between us. She slashes with tremendous speed, unleashing a terrifying multi-stage thrust. Enlil could be called a genius swordsman, using the three-piece thrust technique so well even Okita Soji of the Shinsengumi, its inventor, would be amazed. I know this fighting style. This sensation and this thirst for blood. I've experienced them before. I've fought Enlil before. If I want to have a fighting chance, do I wait for a chance to stop her by shooting, or go for a defanging sword break? Either way, if I don't get the timing right, I'm dead. Given the situation, I curse my limited 7+1 bullet magazine capacity. Should I have only come here after procuring a machine gun? I don't even have the time to consider those mere thoughts. Enlil should be seriously injured as well, due to the many bullets that have grazed her body. The proof of that is the tears in her clothes. But Enlil's as fast as always. What should I do? How can I win? My hands have been shooting and swapping magazines over and over again, but if I unleash a salvo, I might be able to break that cycle. This is how I've managed to avoid fatal wounds up until now, but my spare magazines are limited. In that case, should I unleash a salvo strong enough to blow away Enlil's shield? Or should I let Enlil approach and wait to strike during a gap in between my enemy's attacks? There's no time to hesitate. Okay, well, let's try unleashing a salvo. Even Enlil's shield should break if it's shot enough. If my guns are fully loaded and I use all the bullets in them, then I might even be able to destroy the shield. My chance will come once I switch magazines. I'll load immediately after I dodge Enlil's next attack. I predict the path of the sword and evade it with a forward somersault. I immediately swap magazines. Enlil has already turned around and prepped her shield. But my salvo finally pierces the point on the transparent shield. A spray of blood shoots out of my opponent, who is blown away. Enlil falls down, surrounded by a sea of blood. Even when I approach her, she doesn't twitch. She might already be dead. She's gripping the sword in her right hand with intense tenacity. I must commend her warrior's spirit. To confirm whether she's dead or alive, I take another step closer. I put a bullet in the chamber of my Desert Eagle. A silver pole sticks out of my stomach. At the tip of it is Enlil's right hand. She had sprung up and thrust her sword through me. Despite the fact that her left arm's tattered like an old rag, a fearless smirk rises to Enlil's face. Intense pain and blood begin to distort my field of vision. I reflexively point my gun at her. Okay, well. I'm guessing I missed a bad end somewhere along the line, but we'll see in a second. Yep. Okay. Bad in 3, Enlil. Huh. Is it, guess not. Okay, so... Wait to strike. I intentionally stumble and stagger on my feet. Enlil brandishes her sword overhead and swings it down. My gun clashes against Enlil's downward thrust. Even though I killed most of the momentum of her sword, it doesn't stop and slices down my shoulder. Now, I throw Enlil overhead and kick her in the stomach. Enlil is blown away as a result, yet she's still targeting me. I draw the trigger to its limit. Bullseye. Enlil uses her sword blade to forcibly block the bullet, but my bullet blows away Enlil's sword, which sticks in the ground like a tombstone. I've won. Having lost her weapon, Enlil has no means with which to fight back. Even though she's lost the blade she was boasting about, the power of Enlil's gaze doesn't weaken a bit. Even though her body's all battered and she doesn't even have the strength to stand up, I myself don't even have confidence that I can avoid another blow. When I relax my attention, I feel dizzy due to the blood loss, but I've won by a hair's breadth. I will exact my revenge on Enlil for driving her to her death. I thrust the muzzle at Enlil and put all my strength into my finger that's on the trigger. Adios. It's all over. Mutsuki, I've avenged you. Huh. Another abrupt ending. Even if it's a good ending, sort of. Not really. But... Okay, see you after the credits. In order to create the scene of my bullet hitting Enlil just as I'd imagined it, I put power into my right index finger.
Yamete!
At that moment, Ishtar comes rushing out. Don't you dare interfere now! Without moving my right hand an inch, I point the government in my left hand at Ishtar. Ishtar doesn't flinch.
お願いだから聞いて。エンリルを殺したら、あの子は、あなたの妹のムツキちゃんを助けることができなくなるわ。
Sister? The one I was trying to save was my sister? I gotta figure out what words those actually are in Japanese. Because there's something going on there. I feel a strange sense of understanding in regards to that. But Mutsuki's already dead, isn't she? In that pod on the night of the eclipse. Or was that an illusion and she's really alive? If Mutsuki can still be saved, then... But can I trust her? It's true that Ishtar has saved me many times. She's also the one responsible for the treatment of my wounds. Even so, she's a leader of code. She said that Enlil was dead, but that turned out to be false. What's a lie and what's the truth? Oh, this should be interesting. So, if I say Mutsuki is dead, which we don't think is true, what happens? Don't trust a thing Ishtar says. This sadness and rage is real pain. Nobody will deceive me anymore. To hell with that. Farewell, my lovely. At the same moment my target falls, the scenery completely changes. There's a red moon that's a spitting image of the one from that time. The floating sky suddenly cracks. Huh. Just like that. Okay. But I'm not quite ready to go there yet. Huh? Defrag added to new game. No idea what that is. Oh, now that's interesting. New illustration. Image illustration route E. Okay, we'll look at that. Route C, route D. Well, I guess I'll look at that right now. But the route E one I'm going to save for a little bit. I don't think. Interesting. All right. Now let's do this right. Trust Ishtar. If there's still hope left by any chance, then... When I think that, I lose the ability to put in that last bit of power needed to pull the trigger.
敵を殺すことと、許してムツキちゃんを救うのと、どっちが大事なの？あなたの本当の目的は何なの？
My true objective, to find Mutsuki and save her. Killing Enlil was not my original objective. Why did I forget that? Because I was under the impression that Mutsuki was dead? If that's the case, then I'm nothing but a fool. If she can be saved, then that's fine. I lower the gun I have pointed at Enlil.
Aoi Hinata.
Aoi Hinata? Is that my real name? Yep, it sure is.
まさか貴様に命を救われようとはな。
If looks could kill, then Enlil certainly would. Ugh. A headache more intense than any I've ever had before assaults me, but along with it, my memories rumble through my mind and come rushing back like an avalanche. That's right, I am Aoi Hinata, Aoi Mutsuki's twin brother. But I am also he. Even though they're both me, it feels as if there's two of us. It seems you finally remembered.
大丈夫？
Ishtar's face breaks out into a smile. I think I've seen that smile somewhere before. But it seems my memories still haven't completely returned. Those missing segments are preventing me from understanding. But how did this happen to me?
あなたは火を召喚したのよ。
Summoned? Like calling a demon from hell?
そう。かの英雄ギルガメシュが自分とウリ二つのエンキルの霊を冥界から呼び戻したように。
We're spitting images? But why did that happen?
自分の身代わりとなって死に、自分の待望のために魂までもが冥界に囚われた最愛の友エンキルをギルガメシュは見捨てることができなかった。私にはあなた方の深い事情まではわからないわ。ただ神話の二人のようにあなたたちの魂が似通っていたからこそ惹かれ合ったのだと思う。
Those strong words fill my senses with conviction. I intuitively believe in Ishtar's words. I feel that her conclusion, while a bit late, is right.
どうやら喧嘩は終わったみたいね。
弥生先生。
アヌ。
もう遅いじゃない。
Ishtar raises her eyebrows. Ah, so Ishtar called her. Come to think of it, it did feel like those two had a very close relationship.
揉めてるところに来てもしょうがないでしょ。
She gives a smile in order to soothe us.
さあ、行きましょう。バビロンの心臓部へ。
仰せのままに、創世主殿。
No way. Enlil, who is always so proud, is kneeling before Yayoi-sensei. A relationship of mutual trust between them that transcends human intellect can be felt.
私たちも行きましょう。
I lightly nod and follow them. Yayoi-sensei guides us, taking us deep underground. No one says a word.
着いたわ。ここよ。
Okay, I've finally figured it out. It took me long enough. So when it's I in green, it's he, and when it's I in blue, it's Hinata, I think. And then of course for Ishtar, it's red when it's the real Ishtar, and yellow when it's Yumi or something like that. Anyway, Yayoi-sensei turns around to confirm that we're all here, and then machines and monitors fill the room, all lined up orderly. This is definitely the room from my memories, but shouldn't it be in utter ruin? My thoughts are put on hold when the largest machine, which sticks out like a sore thumb in this room, enters my field of vision.
これがエニグマだ。バビロンとマルドゥークのために、神と共に私が作った。
Someone is lying in this pod. She sleeps peacefully under the cover, looking as though she's having a happy dream. Mutsuki's really alive. She hasn't been lost at all. At that instant, something warm begins to slide down my cheeks. Touching it reveals that something like water is now sticking to my fingertips. For the first time, it's clear what's happened to me. There's no longer anything that can stop me from releasing these welling emotions.
ムツキ、本当に無事だったんだね。
My voice calls out to her. Before long, a nostalgic voice answers in my head.
ずっとここで待ってたんだよ。
This is undoubtedly the voice of my sister who vanished 3 years ago.
絶対に救い出しに来てくれるって信じてた。だってお兄ちゃんはムツキのお兄ちゃんだもん。
I always believed. The bluebird was in the cage, right? No idea what that means. Well, it looks like this Route E has already been partly defragmented, or no, I don't know. No, I guess those are unavailable parts. Yeah, okay. Let's look at that Route E CG. So, huh. So we've got he, oh, okay, so we've got he and Hinata. I have 2 Ishtars, but I'm not sure. I guess this is, I don't know. It's a little bit confusing. Okay, and now let's look at if I can, the routes, the new scenes in routes A, B, and C.